Good morning, I'm Gerhard Mathangani with today's Sports Brief.
Alabama is rolling after its win over Tennessee Saturday. Tide quarterback Mac Jones yesterday named the SEC's co-offensive player of the week. He posted 387 passing yards in the win. The win also marks the 14th straight over the Vols and the 94th consecutive over unranked opponents.
We made some explosive plays on offense. We had good balance. Defensively, we got off the field on third down, stopped the run a little better. Still gave up a couple explosive plays and, had a couple ball security issues on offense, but things that we need to clean up. And I think, this time of year is when, players have to, choose to do the things they need to do to continue to improve and get better and create the right habits in practice so that you can not develop the kind of habits that start showing up in the game that are not, necessarily positives for your performance.
Of course, the Tide has suffered the loss of receiver Jalen Waddle, who injured his ankle on the opening kickoff on Saturday. The dynamic on offense will take a hit, but they're confident in guys like Slade Bolton and John Mechie to step up.
I mean, that's not an easy thing to do, to come in not knowing that you're really going to play a lot. And Slade, hadn't been playing as much as he probably would want to, and he came in, and I told him, it's a game and you're ready to roll, so just do your job, and he did exactly that.
You can't replace a guy like Jalen Waddle in terms of what his ability is, and it's no different than, losing Allen Iverson if your, guy scores 30, 40 points a game. He's, that kind of impact player. But we can do the things that he can do well, and he doesn't need to be anybody but himself. And we don't put expectations on him. We just want him to be the best player that he can be relative to what he can do. And how can we get some of our other players at the receiver position to step up and also do some things that they're capable of doing.
The Tide faces Mississippi State Saturday at 6 p.m. Meanwhile, the Troy Trojans looking to bounce back after losing at home for the first time this year against Georgia State. Troy will also likely be without its starting quarterback Gunnar Watson, who suffered an injury in the first quarter. However, the Trojans turned to junior Jacob Free. The Brantley native played well, throwing for over 300 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Of course, I had a few butterflies, but I train every week just like the starting quarterback trains every week. I don't get as many reps, but mentally I'm the same way, and I know being the backup quarterback at any given second that my number can be called, and you just have to be ready all the time. So, of course, I had a few butterflies, but I knew it had to be done, and I knew my teammates believed in me, and I was ready to let it roll.
We run the system we have, and I didn't alter the play calls or anything. I think Jacob, obviously when you're the number 2 and 3 guy in this kind of offense, you have to do a lot of film watching, you have to do a lot of mental reps, making sure, and they're sitting in every practice film session that we have correcting the mistakes, even when the number 1 guy's in there. So what you're hopeful is they're paying attention, they're learning. It tells you that he was preparing to play. I think he handled it. I think there's a couple throws that obviously he'd like to have back. And not turn the ball over, and he was mad at himself, but that's part of it. He needs to play some and get some experience, and so we'll see how this thing plays out for next week.
The Trojans will face Arkansas State in Jonesboro Saturday at 2:30. The chase for NASCAR's Cup Series championship has been halted in Fort Worth. The Texas Motor Speedway has seen constant rain since Sunday afternoon. Now, race officials were forced to push back the restart from yesterday to today at 11 a.m. On Sunday, they completed 52 laps of the 334 that were in the scheduled race. Drivers with previous success at Texas say they're confident they can make the round of 4.
It's hard to beat confidence. So, there's always things that can happen, but, I truly believe that we'll go there and have a really fast car and be comfortable the week leading up to it that you made the right decisions, because we've made a lot of really good decisions there in the past. So it's been a great place for us.
And that wraps up your Sports Brief. Our program continues next.